Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Hashtag live if you're watching live. Hashtag replay if you're on replay. So, hashtag me in the comments section if you feel like you emotionally eat. So, let's put a definition to this. I think sometimes we can take out of context what it really truly means to emotionally eat. And what I mean by that is this. When you feel an emotion, you feel stressed, you feel anger, you feel sadness, you feel boredom, your automatic first designation in your mind is to then move to something food related. That's really what emotional eating is about. It's a cause and effect. You've got the emotion, you associate food as making that emotion feel numb, go away, pushed off to the side, etc., etc. But I think we can all be real with each other to know that this vicious cycle, number one, doesn't serve you. Number two, ultimately causes even more negative emotions because of the shame and the guilt that occur when you binge eat or you emotionally eat, and etc. So I think it's really important to realize that emotional eating is more than just the craving of certain foods. It's an emotional response inside your body. It's literally deep down inside of you. There is something that is unsettling, that you've not conquered and is not free about you, which is causing you to have these behaviors. So I wanted to talk today the reasons why people emotionally eat. And if you can identify as these, I'd like for you in the comment section to, if you feel vulnerable enough to, let me know which one of these that you identify with. And then I'm going to provide some examples on how to solve the problem. Now, I want to make sure that this is clear. Depending upon the reasoning for the emotional eating depends upon how in-depth you have to get. And this is one of the things that I work with on coaching clients, is diving deep into their subconscious, their conscious, creating and looking at behavior patterns, why they exist, the emotions that are associated with them, and being able to set those emotions free. And this is really what this, solving this big puzzle of this emotional eating is about. And this will become more clear as we go through this. But the first reason as to why people emotionally eat has to do with awareness. And I always say this, when a client brings this to me and they say, well, I emotionally eat because I'm stressed because of this situation. That's awareness, and awareness is half of the battle. But there are people that have unawareness, and what will end up happening is they'll eat whatever it was that they're going to have for dinner, and then all of a sudden they see, the canister of peanuts that they've got sitting on their kitchen counter, and every time they go in the kitchen, they get a scoop and they eat. They go off and do whatever they're going to do. Then they go back to the kitchen, scoop. And by the time that they even realize what they've done, they've gone to the kitchen and gotten 5 handfuls of peanuts. Well, as we all know, there's nothing wrong with peanuts, but they're high in calories, and if you eat 5 handfuls, that's going to add up over the course of time. So having that awareness, having that mindfulness, okay, to understand exactly what you're doing, create different behavior patterns to correct it, oftentimes can solve this unawareness issue as to why that you overeat. This one, out of all of these, is probably the easiest one to solve. The second one here is food as our only pleasure. And I've had conversations with clients before as to say, okay, well, why is it that you eat ice cream after you've had such a hard day at work? And their answer is, well, I would have nothing else to look forward to at the end of the day, right? Insert alcohol, insert ice cream, insert cheeseburger, insert whatever food and drink you would like. I have nothing else to look forward to. That in itself is a problem. If the only thing that you have to look forward to at the end of your day is a food or a drink, a substance that you need to take in to make yourself feel better about your day, to numb the pain, to numb your feelings, to hide away from some of the emotional things that you're going through, that in and of itself is an issue and becomes a matter of, number one, are you aware of this? Is it unaware, or are you aware? And being able to soothe and reward yourself differently, not with food, not with alcohol, not with soda, okay, not with the things that are taken away from you and getting the fitness results that you ultimately want. Being able to reward yourself differently. Maybe reward yourself with, a massage. Reward yourself with watching your favorite series on Netflix, or whatever the case may be. But really being careful how you soothe your bad days, how you soothe your good days, and how you reward yourself is crucial in combating your emotional eating. Number 3 is a big one, a huge one, and that's the inability to tolerate difficult feelings. I see this a lot with coaching clients when they've had that hard day, when they've had these feelings that come from the past that seem to rear their ugly head and enter into the present, and then thus we start getting worried about the future. Being able to process these emotions for what they truly are, it becomes difficult. And when we have these episodes of having these bad feelings that come in, then we turn to what? We turn to food, we turn to alcohol. And then it becomes this spiraling out of control of, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm trying to lose body fat, I'm trying to get my body in the best version that I want it to be in. And even more important than that, I'm trying to get myself, my head, in my headspace in the best version that I want to be in. But yet these feelings continuously pop up. And this is what happens when we don't deal with the shit that's here. And we act out of hurt instead of acting out of love for ourselves. Because if we truly loved ourselves, and we were truly okay with ourselves, and we processed all these feelings that we don't like, we wouldn't be sabotaging ourselves at every single turn to try to get rid of that pain and numb the pain. It's, again, it's no different if it's alcohol, if it's drugs, if it's food, if it's sex, if it's working out, if it's whatever. Insert whatever vice it is. Too much of anything is a bad thing. If we don't process our feelings, our negative feelings, this becomes this rat race of constantly just trying to cope pain, but we end up on the losing end of the stick. Number 4, and this one sounds super counterintuitive, but I experience this so much with clients, is about them hating their body. Well, you would think, okay, well, if someone hates their body, why would they emotionally eat? If they know that that's not good for them, why would they do it? Well, it becomes, again, that guilt and shame process. You can't tolerate your difficult feelings. You end up emotionally eating. Thus, you have guilt and shame over yourself because you did, and now you hate your body. And then it becomes this vicious cycle. So, we have to accept who we are in the moment in which we are it. Because right now, I can't change anything. I can develop better habits, but the body that I have is going to change gradually. It's not going to happen overnight. So I have to accept the situation that I put myself into by my choices, by making better choices as I move into the present, into the future. Acceptance is a huge part of my program in a lot of different ways. Acceptance as the things that have happened to us in the past. That way we can be present in the present moment and be able to move forward into a future and have a brighter future because we've let go of the past. So learning this acceptance of your body and as it relates to the past and negative feelings and of negative events that have happened to you is super crucial in becoming the best version of yourself. And the last one here is the physiology. And this has to do with not getting enough sleep. Our hormones being all out of whack because either we don't eat all day and then we gorge ourselves at the end of the day, or we're not putting good unprocessed foods in our system. We're eating processed shit. So our physiology is all out of whack. We're not sleeping. We're constantly stressed. And thus, this is causing us to develop this emotional eating habit. So these are really the 5 reasons why people emotionally eat. So my question to you is in the comment section, if you're brave, if you're vulnerable enough to put it in, which one of these do you identify most with? And which one of these do you feel like you need the most help with? Because that's the thing, is coaching is necessary to overcome this. This can't just be something you snap your fingers and automatically it's going to be different. Because as you can see here, particularly with number 3, number 2, and number 4, this is deep-seated things that we have learned, you know, that it's, in our past, it continues to pull forward. We're pulling it along with us. We haven't let it go. We're holding on to it, and it's like an albatross that is moving forward with us, but yet we haven't let go. Learning to let go, learning to accept, learning to be in the present moment, learning that there's nothing wrong with us, learning that we are deserving of everything in life, and that we can be the best version of ourselves. Learning these things and learning to love ourselves for who we are, our authentic self, is the key to conquering this huge hurdle of emotional eating. Hashtag value if you found value in this video. And please, can't say this enough, if you have questions, you have concerns, or if this is something that you want coached on, shoot me a direct message. Put it in the comment section. Direct message me if you don't want everyone to see it. Whatever the case may be, doesn't matter. But reach out for coaching, because this right here can spiral itself out of whack. And I want to see everyone become the best version of themselves, have the body that they want, and be able to attack life in the best of ways. Hashtag value if you found value in this video. Buff Gandhi. Woo!